This story is about a prisoner named Edmund, who was imprisoned in the most dangerous prison in the world for 12 years, from where no one has been able to escape till date. But there, by mistake, Edmund meets a man who was about to change his life. In the beginning of the story, it is shown that some people are coming to the island by boat. Actually, they are all employees of a merchant ship, and their captain is sick. So they go to the top and ask for medical help. And when they reach the island, two people get off the boat. These two are friends. One's name is Edmund and the other's name is Mondego. The island they landed on is called Elba, and then the British soldiers on the island attack them. But before they catch them, a man stands in front of them. He is Napoleon Bonaparte, who is a French emperor. He has been removed from his post, and the British soldiers who live around him, so that he can't meet anyone, can't send his message to anyone. After seeing these two, he tells the British soldier that if you want to kill them, you can kill them. But he is not my man. He asks them who they are. They say that we are employees of a merchant ship. Our captain is not well. That's why we came here for medical help. After knowing all this, the British soldiers don't say anything to them. Napoleon Bonaparte gives them medical facilities. And at night he tells Edmund to go out with him. He tells Edmund that the way you tried to save your captain's life, it touched my heart. I am very impressed. He gives him a letter and says that you will have to deliver this letter to Mission Clarion. They will come and take the letter from you. But don't tell anyone about this letter, not even your friend. But when they are giving him the letter, Edmund's friend is watching everything from a distance. After this, Edmund comes back to his room, but he didn't tell his friend that Napoleon Bonaparte had given him a letter. After this, they have to go from here, because their captain can't save his life. And when they come back to their shipping company, the way Edmund tried to save his captain's life, the way he had decided, he has made the captain of the ship for this. He is very happy with this, and he goes straight to his girlfriend Mercedes, and he tells her that I have been made the captain of the ship, and now I will marry you. Here his friend Mondego is also there, who was with him at the top. Mondego also loves Mercedes. Actually, all three of them are childhood friends, but Mercedes loves Edmund. And when Mondego finds out that Edmund has now been made the captain of the ship, he is jealous of this. And after that he meets a man who works with him in his ship. This man also doesn't like Edmund. Actually, he should have become the captain, but the captain has now been made Edmund. This man asks Mondego when Edmund became your friend. Mondego says that he promises friendship, but still hides things from me. He asks what things. And after that it is shown that when Edmund is at his house, the soldiers of the king come to catch him there. And they catch him and take him to the magistrate. The magistrate knows that he has a letter that Bonaparte has given him. Edmund tells everything truthfully. He says that the letter is still with me. I didn't give it to anyone because no letter came here to take from me. After this, he gives the letter to the magistrate. The magistrate reads that letter and tells Edmund that in this, Napoleon Bonaparte has given a bureau about the position of English soldiers. Which soldiers live where at what time. That is, this is a plan to escape him. Edmund says that I don't know anything about this. Napoleon told me that there is nothing like this in it, and neither did I ever read this letter. The magistrate says that there is truth in your eyes. You can go. And when he is going, then the magistrate asks, do you know who is going to come to take the letter? He says yes, Monsieur Clarion. After hearing this name, the magistrate burns this letter, and he asks Edmund, did you tell anyone about this letter? Or did you tell anyone about Monsieur Clarion? Then he says, no, I didn't tell anyone anything about this. The magistrate says that you have suffered a lot because of me. That's why my people will drop you home by buggy. Edmund sits in his buggy, and the buggy is locked from the outside. Then Edmund understands that he has been arrested, but Edmund succeeds in escaping from here, and he goes straight to his friend Mondego, and he tells him that when we were at Tapu, Napoleon Bonaparte had given me a letter there. That letter was for his spy. I didn't tell you this. His friend says that I knew this. I saw Napoleon Bonaparte giving you that letter. And when you were sleeping at night, I read that letter. And I told the magistrate about this. Edmund doesn't understand anything. Why did his closest friend do this to him? Actually, he did it because he loves the girl named Mercedes, who is Edmund's girlfriend, and he wants to get her. Edmund wants to run away from here, but Mondego tries to stop him here at the knock of the sword. There is a sword fight between the two of them, but Edmund is not so good at sword fighting. That's why he loses. And now the soldiers come here. They take Edmund with them to an island. There is a jail here. No one has ever run away from here. And now Edmund is presented to the warden. Edmund says that I am innocent. The warden says that yes, I know. If you were a criminal, you would never have been brought here. You would have been imprisoned in a jail in France. Now after this, the warden beats him very badly. He says that every year I give this pleasure to my prisoners once. And after that, he is put in a cell. There is a small window and a wooden door here, which opens only once a year. When the warden beats his prisoners, now slowly time passes. And today Edmund has been in this jail for a whole year. and the warden comes again, and he beats Edmund completely. Before moving on to the video, I have a request to all of you. My 99% viewers watch the video, but they don't subscribe to the channel, and neither do they like the video. So now I request everyone to subscribe to my channel, and be sure to like the video. Gradually, Edmund's courage begins to break. He also tries to kill himself. But then he looks at the wall where he has written, "God will give me justice." It means that God will give me justice. And he stops doing that. But as time goes by, his faith in God begins to rise. Today he has been in this prison for 4 years. And one day when he is completely ill-tempered in his prison, then he feels that someone is coming out of the ground. And a man comes out of here. He tells Edmund that his name is Feria. He feels that he is digging a tunnel outside. He says that I have been in this jail for 11 years. And I have been digging a tunnel for the past 5 years. After that, he tells Edmund that I want to stand on your shoulders. And he stands on his shoulders and looks out of the window. He looks at the sky, which makes him very happy. He tells Edmund that today I have seen the sky after 11 years. And now the tunnel from which he had come to Edmund. He takes it from the same tunnel to his cell. He tells Edmund that I had dug a tunnel in the wrong direction. But now I know which way is the right direction. And we are two. We both will dig a tunnel together. And in 8 years, we will find a way out. That is, it will take 8 years to dig this tunnel. And Edmund has been here for 7 years. Edmund laughs at him. Feria tells him that if you help me, in return, I will give you a precious thing. Whatever I have learned in life. Science, philosophy, economics, mathematics. I will teach you all that. After which Edmund agrees to help him. Here he also teaches Edmund to fight, because he is very good at swordsmanship. Edmund has to go to his cell twice a day. Once when the guard comes to take the bucket of the toilet, and the second time when he comes to eat. And whatever soil he takes out of the tunnel, he puts it in the bucket of his toilet, so that the guard does not see him. And with their waste material, he throws the dirt out. Now slowly time passes. And now Edmund has become an expert in everything. One day that old man tells Edmund that I was in Napoleon's army, but I left his army, and I am a rich man, who was a very good man. His secretary has become, but later he died. People believe that he had a very big treasure, which he has hidden, and Napoleon wanted that treasure. That's why I was caught. He started asking me the secret of the treasure, but I didn't know anything about any treasure, and since then I have been in this jail. Edmund also tells him his whole story. He says that first Magistrate Wilford had released me from all the accusations, but later he got me arrested. Then he says that he has changed his decision. There must be some reason behind it. Then Edmund remembers that he had asked, who will come to take the letter of Napoleon? In response, Edmund said that Mischio Clarion. After hearing this name, he burned the letter. Then he says that it is strange. Such a big proof of revolt against the country. Magistrate burned it. There must be some reason behind it. And here Edmund understands the whole thing. Actually, the man who is going to come to take the letter, he is the father of the magistrate, who was a colonel in Napoleon's army. And if his father was accused of treason, then he would have lost his job. He would also be accused of treason, and he would also be punished. He was saving himself. Now Edmund understands the whole story, and gradually digging this tunnel. One day, they reach the root of the tree. That is, they have reached the byre. Now they just have to dig a tunnel upwards, which will take a few weeks. Edmund says that I will bring the letter now, and when he comes out of the tunnel a little, then the soil starts to fall from above the tunnel, and before Feria comes out, a lot of stones fall on him. Edmund brings him out of the tunnel, and now Feria is taking the last breath of his life. He tells Edmund before he dies that I told you wrong about the treasure. I know about the treasure. He gives him a map of the treasure, and says that there is an island on the Italian coast, whose name is Monte Cristo. You go there, and with the help of the map, you will reach the treasure. Use this treasure for your own good. Edmund says that I can never get out of here now. The tunnel is completely closed. Feria says keep trying, and then he dies. Then the guards come here, and the guards find out Feria is dead. They come in, and at that time Edmund is in the same cell. Under the stone where he used to dig the tunnel, he is hidden there. In the cell, the guard wraps Feria's body in a cover and goes to call the warden. The warden comes here, and he picks up Feria's body and takes it away from here. Actually, the bodies of the dead here are tied in chains, locked with iron, and thrown into the sea. The guards say that in the count of 3, we will throw it into the sea. And as soon as those 3 are about to speak, a hand comes out of that cover, and inside is not Feria, but Edmund. Actually, Edmund had put Feria's body in his cell, and he himself came inside this cover, and Edmund takes out his hand and pulls the key to the warden. The warden also falls into the sea. Edmund opens his chains and comes up, and before the warden ran away from here, which was very cruel to him, he kills him here in the sea, and he himself reaches the other end. He is very happy to reach there, because today, after many years, he breathed freedom for the first time. That's when he sees that there are a lot of people sitting there. Actually, they are all robbers, who have come here to kill their companion, who has cheated them. But some of his companions want him not to be killed. That's why their leader here, he is not able to make any decision. After seeing Edmund, He says that you will fight with our companion after our betrayal, and whoever of the two of you will survive, he will join our group. And now Edmund and the other man, his name is Jacob, they have a knife fight, and in this fight, Edmund defeats him, but he does not kill him. He gives his life, and at the same time he says to the leader, give his life. With this you will have another worthy companion. The leader agrees with him, and he gives Jacobus life. For this, Jacobo tells Edmund that I am your slave for life. After this, all of them leave this island. Edmund returns to his city. Jacobo is also with him. Edmund goes to one of his old acquaintances, who does not recognize him, because today he has returned after 13 years. His entire appearance has changed. Edmund tells the man that I am Edmund's friend. I want to know about his family. The man says that after finding out about Edmund's betrayal, his father hanged himself. Edmund asks who accused him of treason. The man says that Welford, who was the magistrate here at that time, who arrested Edmund, after which he was promoted. He became the chief prosecutor and went to Paris. In fact, those days his father's someone had killed him. Here Edmund also finds out that his girlfriend, whose name is Mercedes, as soon as he heard the news of Edmund's death, he married Mondego. Mondego is Edmund's old friend, who betrayed him, because of which he was imprisoned. And now Mondego lives in Paris with his wife Mercedes. After hearing all this, Edmund completely breaks down, and now he wants to take revenge on all of them. First of all, Edmund goes to Monte Cristo Tapu, and he finds the treasure there. After a lot of searching, he finally finds the treasure, which is in the water. There are so many big boxes full of gold here, that they can't take them all at once. But no matter how much gold they take from here, they can't spend it even if they want to. Because there is so much treasure, that even if they buy the most expensive thing in the world, even then it will not end. They go to Paris first, and buy a very big palace there. Edmund changes his name. He keeps his name Monte Cristo. After this, he first finds out what is the weakness of Mondego. Then he finds out that he has taken a loan from the bank. He tells his men to buy that bank, and along with that, all the shipping companies he deals with. Stop all those companies, that no one should work with him. But still he is looking for a chance, with which he can get close to Mondego. Mondego and Mercedes have a son. His name is Albert. Edmund kidnaps him from his men and saves his own life so that he can get close to his family. And this plan of his, this planning is completely successful. Albert Monte Cristo, that is, he invites Edmund to his house and introduces him to his father Mondego. Mondego does not recognize him because his appearance has completely changed, and at the same time he is so rich that Mondego can never even dream that this is his old friend Edmund. After this, Edmund also meets Mercedes here, and when he dances with him, then Mercedes also feels something strange, and she can't recognize him, because according to them Edmund is dead now. But at the same party, when Edmund is turning his hair with his finger, then Mercedes sees this. Actually, this is Edmund's old habit. That's why she recognizes that this is Edmund. Now after this, when Edmund is going home, then she is already sitting in his car. She tells him that I have recognized you. But Edmund does not accept her words. He says that the person you were talking about, the person is dead. Mercedes says that I know, that you are the same. She tells him that Magistrate Wilford told me that you have been hanged, after which I had to marry Mondego, because I was helpless. But he does not listen to her, and drops her from the buggy. Here Edmund has made another plan, that Mondego and Wilford, which was Magistrate, makes him believe that he has got the treasure, and he is getting a shipment. To get it passed, he needs Wilford. Wilford tells Mondego that we can get that shipment, and all the gold will be ours. Mondego says that I know my old friend, who will help us in this. And when Edmund's shipment comes to the port, then Mondego's old friend, which Edmund also knows. Actually, many years ago, Edmund was made the captain of the ship, because of which he was jealous, and he supported Mondego in trapping Edmund. And when they were stealing his treasure, Edmund comes here. He is also accompanied by the police, and this man is arrested. After this, Edmund goes straight to Magistrate Wilford, which is in Sparrow, and Edmund tells him that many years ago, why did you lie to Mercedes, that I got hanged? Wilford does not understand anything. Edmund tells him that you did this, so that Mondego and Mercedes get married. You both made a deal. You were upset with your father, because he was loyal to Napoleon. He wanted to support him, and you were afraid of this. So you told Mondego to kill your father, and he killed your father. Wilford says that this is true, but you will never be able to prove it, and neither will Mondego ever accept this. Edmund says that yes, he will not do it, but you did it. And then the police come from behind the smoke, and they arrest Wilford in the conspiracy of his father's murder. At the same time, Mondego wants to run away from this city, because he has debts. There are many cases of fraud on him, and now there is also an accusation of murder on him. He also tells Mercedes to come with him. Mercedes says no, I will not go with you. He says okay, you don't come, my son, and I will go away from here. Then Mercedes says that he is not your son. He is Edmund's son, and this was the reason that after the news of Edmund's death, I was ready to marry you. This makes him very angry, but he is in a hurry. That's why he gets out of here. He goes straight to the place where he has stolen Edmund's treasure and hid it, but when he opens the box, there is nothing but mud in it. And now Edmund also comes here. He comes in his real form. Then Mondego says that you are alive. He attacks him with a sword. But now Edmund is a much better swordsman than him, and in one blow he drops him down. But before he could kill him, then Mondego's son Albert comes here, and he attacks Edmund. But Edmund also controls him, and when he is about to kill him, then Mercedes comes there, and she tells him that your father is not Mondego, but Edmund. Hearing this, Edmund is also surprised, but he is also happy, because he got Mercedes and his son back. But then here Mondego pulls out a gun, and as soon as he is about to shoot at Edmund, then Edmund's partner attacks him with a knife, because of which his aim is wrong, and by mistake the bullet hits the shoulders of Mercedes. Mondego runs away from here, because there is only one bullet in the gun. Edmund follows him. There is a sword fight between the two, after which Edmund kills Mondego. In the end, it is shown that Edmund, the disciple whose name is Situti, where he had spent 13 years, he buys the whole place, so that no one is tortured again, the way it happened to him. And he also swears that he will now put his strength, his life on the path of truth and goodness, as Feria had told him in jail, who had given him the map of the treasure. And with this scene, the movie ends. Which movie do you want to hear the next story? Do tell me in the comments below, because I read your comments. And thank you very much for your